Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Stop the Clock with Brad. Glad you could join us this week. If you're already a subscriber, appreciate it. We're growing every week and month, so getting this good news out to everybody. If you're not one yet, please consider it. If you like the video at the end, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, comment and tell me why. That'd be great too. So what I want to talk about this week is some actual good news. It appears the media that we rail against, because they lie to us about the food pyramid, they lie to us about our food, they're starting to figure out that we're figuring them out, and they're starting to tell the truth a little bit more. I want to talk about an article that appeared in the Wall Street Journal, yes, the Wall Street Journal, that it talks about people as we age, that we need to find more things to challenge us as far as working out, physical things, those kind of things, as we get older to keep us engaged. The name of the article was "To Fight Midlife Blues, Try Mastering Something Difficult." And so it talks about doing things like Spartan races, these types of things. You know, if you grew up not playing a sport, then you don't really think of yourself as an athlete. It's hard to get yourself to do that. Or if you were an athlete, say in high school or even college, once we get into our 40s and 50s, it's been, 20 or more years since we've done something like that, and we're calling ourselves an athlete. That's what's super cool about some of this stuff. So if you watched the episodes where I talk about competing in strongmen, I started doing that last year when I turned 50, did my first contest last year, and I've got my next contest coming up next weekend. And what that's done for me, it's really helped really engage me even more in exercise. I always loved lifting weights, but sometimes we go in, we kind of go through the motions. Maybe our intensity level isn't where it really should be. But then getting into this sport, it's really neat that it's pulled me in this much, and I'm doing specific, event training. And something funny, like my wife was like, "Hey, she wanted me to do something." I said, "I can't, I've got to go work out. This is what it takes to be an athlete." She goes, "You're not an athlete." And I said, "Yes, I am. Remember, I have a contest coming up in a month." And she goes, "Oh, you're right." And so it's kind of cool to think of myself now in my 50s as an athlete again. And I haven't been a athlete technically since high school. But it's not just strongman. I know that's not something everybody likes to do. It's something I really enjoy. But it's anything. It's swimming, scuba diving, these Spartan races, boxing. This article goes through lots of different exercises, and it's really neat. I want to dive into a little bit because it really hit home with me, the fact that I didn't start strongman until after 50. And I also got scuba certified at 50 years old. And that's something I really enjoy too. And when you enjoy this, you find yourself reading about it more, watching more YouTube videos, getting more equipment, just so you can do the sport better. While we might not be as athletic as we were in our 20s, we can still be very athletic, but we can also use our age and experience to help us more in these sports. So let's look at some of the points they make in the article and talk about them a little bit. So the article talks about intrinsic motivation versus extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic, you want to get something out of it just because doing it and enjoying it. Extrinsic is, medals, money, fame, that kind of thing. So like I know at 6 feet, 230 pounds, I can walk into the strongman contest next week in the masters group where there's no age limit. And there could be a 6'4", 350 pound former strongman in my weight class, and I've got zero shot of winning. But that doesn't matter. I'm going just to beat my own numbers, compete against myself, have a good time, that's the big thing, and make more friends. This is a niche sport, so it's great making friends and increasing your fitness circle. I think that's very important in life and a challenge as we get older. Surrounding ourselves with like-minded people who also like to eat well, exercise, because it's more fun doing these things together. And the bigger a bigger unit that you can build, the better off you're going to be. And another point I want to make about this is that as we age, it's not just our physical well-being that we need to exercise to stay young. We know resistance training, exercise is the fountain of youth, but our brain also needs challenges. And like I mentioned, really learning a new sport, learning the moves, doing those type of things, that's your brain getting engaged, and your brain's learning more, helps fire up more of those pathways, fight against that type of aging, so we have fit bodies and we have fit minds. It talks about a growth mindset. So what does that mean? Just getting better all the time. So what I like about picking up a real sport, like doing a sport, like whatever it is, trail running, those type of things, biking, something specific like that, there's no end to it. You can always keep improving. Like before this contest, I'd never touched a sandbag before, but I started training sandbag. I've got a sandbag to shoulder event I need to do. And I found out, you know what? I really enjoy picking up sandbags. I don't know why, but it was just fun for me. And so now that's become a form of cardio for me, picking up a moderate sandbag over my shoulder, picking it back up, doing it again and again and again. I don't really love cardio. So doing this for the strongman contest, I found a type of cardio that I like to do. I looked it up online, and this is what a lot of guys do for cardio, like in their garages, picking up a sandbag over their shoulder, dumping it over their back, and doing it again. And so every contest you're going to do is different in whatever sport you pursue. Who you're going to be competing against is always going to be different. So there's no finality to it. You're always going to get to be improving, learning, testing new equipment, trying to get better. And that's something that's really going to help keep you engaged. It says prioritize what is essential. And so what they're talking about, they started to, and I've done it too, their Instagram feed became mainly the sport they were pursuing so they could learn more. Their YouTube feed became the same way. If you look at my Instagram feed, it's a lot of strongman stuff. On my YouTube, it's a lot of like how to pick up a keg, how to run with a sandbag, those type of things. And what I really liked about it, I quit spending my time on some kind of time wasters that maybe I was doing, and I really started to dig into the sport that I'm pursuing. There's always something I can learn about strongman. I can always learn how to swim better, how to control my breath. Control my breath helps me in strongman. It also helps me in scuba diving. And these are great things that relate to our health. So yeah, being more drilled in and more intent on the sport you're pursuing, it'll help you get better and really help you focus your time on something probably a little bit more productive on maybe what we are doing. And the last thing I want to talk about is the hopefulness that we want in life. As we grow older, some people get disengaged with life. Maybe they have fewer friends. It's tough getting older sometimes. You see celebrities that you watched as a kid and loved, and now they're dying. You kind of feel your own mortality. But that's why we have this channel. We're trying to turn this clock back so we can live longer. But what's the point of living longer if we're not really enjoying our lives? And so again, finding a sport that you enjoy, it's not just going to help you stay physically strong and active, which will help you slow down aging. It's not just going to engage your mind, which will also help your mind stay strong and healthy and not age. But it's going to improve your overall sense of well-being. Like when I go to this contest next weekend, it's going to be fun. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to be going through it with a bunch of guys and girls that are doing the same thing. It's a really good sense of community. You feel that type of thing. The different gyms I've trained at, trying to get these events in the area where I live. I've met a lot of great people and had some great conversations. All that makes me happier. I've made new friends. So the more friends we have, the happier we are, the more we're going to enjoy life. And again, Who wants to be a 120-year-old sad and depressed person? Not me. I want to be a fun-loving, happy, go-getting 120-year-old. So take this and do what you will. If it's something you've been thinking about doing, go find you a sport to do. If you haven't thought about it, think about maybe something you always wanted to do when you were younger and you just never did. Maybe this is the time to do it. When I was younger, I wanted to do strongman. I didn't know that guys my size could do it. I didn't find that out till I was 50. I didn't let that stop me. I jumped right in. I haven't got hurt once. And I've had a great time. So take that leap and maybe find something that you'll enjoy doing as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Go out there and have a great day. And remember, together, we can stop that clock.